Mokai of the LSS Riskava. My research group is under attack in the Andoria system. We believe the attackers are allied with House Mokai in service to Matriarch Ja'ula. Their flagship is using some kind of super weapon. We've lost 3 ships to it already. To all vessels within range, please. We require immediate assistance. We can't last much longer against... Oh, thank you for coming, my friend. Things were looking quite grim before your arrival. The Mokai vessels attacked without warning. Be mindful of their flagship. It has a super weapon of unknown origin, and it is devastating.
Indeed. We'll need to act fast if we're going to save Andoria. The Mokai ships are old, but they've been retrofitted with modern technology. Matriarch Ja'ula has been busy since her arrival from the 23rd century. Look, this cowardly attack took us by surprise. We need to deal with these raiders before that super weapon gets turned on my homeworld. Agreed?
Disturbing problem in their wake. We're not exactly sure what that rift is, or what it's capable of. I need answers to those questions. Andoria is my home, and I won't let it come to harm on my watch.
My readings are showing a distinct biological presence with qualities similar in many ways to that of fungi. Very intriguing. I'm afraid astromycology is not my specialty. I believe we'll need to consult with an expert in the field if we're to solve this riddle quickly.
I realize the scientific aspects of the rift are fascinating, but let's not forget this thing appeared as a result of Ja'ula firing her new weapon. It's not benign. It's meant to do harm. The way I see it, this rift is a ticking time bomb, and we need to shut it down before it explodes. Period. My science team has isolated a series of research files that could help us. They're old, from the mid-23rd century. Interesting. A good number of them are classified by Starfleet Command at the highest level. That's a damn good question. Not sure I want to know the answer. Look, finding an astromycologist from this century and getting them up to speed on this will take time, and we don't have a lot of that. I propose we create a holographic simulation of the author of these files and put it to work on the problem. Good. Let's meet here on the Hoffman. I'll talk to Starfleet about gaining access to these research notes. See you soon.
Welcome aboard. Hope you're ready to go to work, because we have a lot of work to tackle and very little time to do it in. My people believe we're looking at some kind of quantum-level mycelial thread. Basically a giant extra-dimensional fungus. A giant extra-dimensional fungus that somehow serves as a portal into another plane of existence. We're working on that with you, the Lucari, and hopefully the hologram we're about to deploy. Let's hope they have the data we need to get the job done. Okay, let's get started. I'll initiate the basic holomatrix while you upload and integrate the relevant personality and research data. Okay, merging your data with the core holomatrix. Now, computer, initiate program Papa Sierra 1.
Starfleet. I should have known. There's no way in hell I'm letting you weaponize my work. Also, I don't appreciate being kidnapped, drafted, whatever this is.
Damn it. The simulation isn't accessing data from his Starfleet career. Computer, initiate full security override on my authority.
Hello? Is your universal translator working? Anyone? Who's in charge here? You? It's you, isn't it?
That should do it. Computer, reinitialize program.
Please state the nature of the mycelial emergency. You know, I was afraid something like this would happen. I told Strahl that our work could get twisted into some sort of weapon. I never expected the Klingons would be the ones doing the twisting. Give me a second. Reviewing your current data. Got it. Okay, we need to know more about the probes this time-traveling Klingon fired into the mycelial network. I'll run some simulations, see what I can find out. It's a subspace realm that spans the entire multiverse. That's our universe and all other quantum realities all connected to the network. The network contains the roots of a certain type of fungus, and if you know how, you can use the spores of that fungus to access the network. I'm one of the few people to figure out how to do that, by the way. I'm assuming that's why I'm here now. The Discovery was equipped with a spore drive, and with it, we were able to travel immense distances almost instantaneously, thanks to the network. It wasn't always an exact science, though. You weren't careful, you could wind up in another dimension, or another time. All right, any more questions, or shall we get back to work? It's a subspace realm that spans... The discovery was a... All right, any more questions? I need more data on this Klingon superweapon, but if I were to guess, I'd say it's meant to disrupt a localized section of the network. That disruption, in turn, damages the corresponding section in our universe. Problem is, damage in the mycelial network tends to spread and grow in magnitude. Unchecked, this type of attack could spread through the entire network, which would be very bad. Bad on an apocalyptic scale. Simply put, if she keeps doing this, she could bring an end to all life in all universes. All right, any more questions, or shall we get back to work? Nice touch. I'd have been fine with a lab from this century, but it's the thought that counts, I suppose. I'm gonna run some calibration tests. I'll need you to handle the radiation and spore saturation levels. I'll start the calibration, then the monitors will show you the level of radiation and spore saturation in the chamber. You'll need to adjust it up or down as we go. Don't let it get too high or too low. If the levels go out of bounds, I'll have to reset the simulation. That's annoying, so don't do it. Increase the radiation level, it's getting too low. Spore saturation is too high. Reduce it before it crashes the simulation. The simulation failed. Let's try again when you're ready. The simulation is picking up speed. Stay sharp. Spore saturation is too high. Reduce it before it crashes the simulation. All right, we're good here. Let me take a look at the results. Interesting. First thing, we can use the rift to transport into the mycelial network, which is good because we need to go there to figure out what this Ja'ula is up to. Sorry, got ahead of myself there. I'm detecting radiation coming from the rift of a type unique to 23rd century Klingon tech. It's probably coming from those probes Ja'ula shot into the network. Whatever they're doing in there, it's probably not for the benefit of life, the universe, and everything.
Sounds like we need to send an away team into this mycelial network to gather more data on the problem and deal with whatever House Mokai is doing there. I'll set up a mobile emitter so Stamets here can go along. I have a feeling we'll need his expertise on the other side of that rift. All right, transporter's ready and standing by to beam you into the mycelial network. I took the All right, transporter's ready and standing by to beam you into the mycelial network. I took the liberty of sending your ship the adjustments. Your away team will be ready to join you there. Just say the word when you're ready to go. Good luck in there. We'll be monitoring from here. Energize.
Welcome to the Mycelial Network. All right, we don't have a lot of time. Between her weapon and whatever tech she's put in here, Ja'ula's done a lot of damage. We need to put a stop to it before it gets too far gone. Let's head toward those Klingon energy signatures. Seems like a good place to start. That would be the Jasep. They're a sentient, spore-based colony life form. My records indicate they act to decompose any material that's alien to the mycelial network, like you, for example. Adjust your personal shields to this setting. It should protect you from their nibbling. Good. Whatever's happening with that Mokai tech hasn't spread here. Not yet, anyway. Take some samples from healthy spore clusters. We'll need them for comparison studies later. You really can't appreciate this place until you see it for yourself. This is serious. If the network is damaged beyond repair, it could end all life, everywhere. Hold your fire. I'm pretty sure she comes in peace.
Outsiders, I am of the Jasep. We are people of this realm. We have met people of your realm before. Many of them have traveled here. Others from your realm have sent things that are hurting us. You must make this stop. I created this form to give the Jasep voice, to communicate with you. Based on your memories, Patel is compassionate, idealistic, someone who protects, someone like the Jasep. We waste time. Strange devices have been brought here. They make the fungus sick. They are making the yield tree bloom.
This yield tree she's talking about is bad news. The Jasep aren't fond of it, and with good reason. Its bark is toxic to them.
There was a tear in the sky, and a device came through it from your realm. It gives off strange light and heat at all times. This is what brings the sickness and the poison. We know it. The device is deeper in the forest. I will take you to it, but you must stop it. You must!
Let's get moving. Looks like this device is deeper in the mycelial forest. Watch for visible signs of fungal corruption and yield tree growth. The more we see, the closer we'll be to the problem.
We can use this to move quickly. It will let us travel through the network to another part of the realm.
Interesting. This might be a tardigrade birthing ground. Try not to scare the little ones, okay? I don't think we'd survive an encounter with an angry adult tardigrade, let alone several. The liquid sources here may tell us more about them as well. Tardigrades can put themselves into a desiccated state to survive without water, but they still need it to remain active and to grow. Take a sample from the center of the pool. That should provide useful information. Interesting. Even baby tardigrades are extremely tough.
The tardigrades are of the realm. They live in harmony within the forest.
These readings could be very helpful to us here. Understanding this ecosystem may be the key to healing it. The fluid sample shows a high level of nucleotides and proteins. This serves not only as a liquid source for the local flora, but also a nutrient carrier. These proteins include compounds associated with the formation of neurotransmission and memory. It's possible that the liquid carries information in the form of protein compounds, and that specific fungi may release chemicals into the fluid that allow for widespread communication. Look, see that? That's definitely not Klingon tech. It's running clean, too. No radiation or harmful emissions. Whatever it is, it's not part of the problem here. I'd like to take a closer look, if you don't mind. Curiouser and curiouser. This is Alachi tech. I wonder what they're doing in here. This device appears to collect spores floating in the atmosphere. Based on what we know about Alachi, I think it's collecting food for them.
Alachi are, like the Jasep, part of this realm. They lived here before they went to serve and fight in your realm. Now some of them have returned.
Maybe. The Alachi don't have a lot of friends in the Alliance. I'd be worried about this information falling into the wrong hands. The last thing this place needs is a bunch of well-armed types stomping around looking for payback from the Alachi. Incoming!
Something's wrong with the Alachi. They have the sickness. Those Alachi were of the realm, but they were sick. Toxic, like the yield tree. Their devices were corrupt as well. If we cannot cure the Alachi, we must cull them from the realm before the sickness spreads. You see? Look. Look here. It is corrupted. The device makes it grow in a strange, toxic way, and it spreads the sickness.
lots of yield tree growth here. That's not a good thing. The corruption is getting stronger. This fungi is being mutated by Hark-Peng radiation. Not good. Looks like this used to be an Alachi research outpost. They were starting to build defense systems in response to incursions from our space. That you can't guess who was responsible for those. Unfortunately, the radiation from Ja'ula's tech had a negative effect on the Alachi. They began to mutate, and their higher brain function started to deteriorate. Looks like a team decided to head deeper into the network to deal with the problem. There aren't any comparing entries like that.
We must go deeper into the network, toward the source of the corruption. The device is close, you see? The yield trees, the corruption, they have spread through this area. Find the next node and jump. The source of the sickness must be in the next area.
Something's wrong here. The radiation has mutated the hyphae grouping in this conduit. I can't compute its dynamic output ranges and adjust to compensate for the mutation. Long story short, we're stuck.
No, the sickness has damaged it too much. I cannot speak to it and make it work. It must be navigated by the stamets, the living stamets. The living stamets, the one who came here before, was part of the network, connected. He touched it with his mind. The living stamets could feel the flow of the network. That is how he guided his ship home through it. Yes, but this Stamets does not think the same way. It thinks like a machine, not like the living. The memories and essence of the Stamets from before are within the network. We may be able to bring them forth for you, so you can merge them with this Stamets. What you need is within what grows here, and the fluid that connects and sustains it. The mycelial forest is a vast network, much like your computers. All you need to do is bring the memories you want to the surface. The water connects all the growth. Use it to compel the fronds to blossom and release the memories you seek. Watch carefully. When the fronds bloom, collect the spore memories from them. Quickly, go collect the spores before they dissipate.
Enemy target on center.
You will need to collect more of the fluid. Quickly, go collect the spores before they dissipate. You will need to collect more of the fluid. You have the spores. Now you must return to the place of memory. Together, we will make them rebuild the memory of what was.
Hugh, now I know what it was like for you when you came back. Now it's my turn, except you're not here. None of you are. Burnham, Tilly, Saru, all of you. You're gone.
Spores.
It's just
They're the
me
building
now.
blocks of energy across the universe.
Look how it interacts with the spores.
What's left of you?
It's as if I don't know where to go.
You only do it for
Always
me,
looking
but
up for-
I could be your I do love it when you only do things for me. The thread that weaves life through space.
I so hoped you would find your way.
I can't even find my way out.
Follow the music, Paul. I'm not going anywhere. Open your eyes.
Hugh? Okay. I know what I need to do here. I'm gonna need a moment here, okay? This is a lot to take in. Okay. Everything's all coming together in my head now. I can navigate the network again. I can do this.
We are alike now, both created for a purpose, but with the memories of someone else. The memories of a life not entirely our own. But we are alive.
Patel may be a living thing, but what about me? I'm a computer program, a simulation of a life once lived, and yet, I remember being him. I remember the thrill of discovering the mycelial network, the terror of the Klingon War, serving on Discovery, everything I felt when I lost Hugh, and everything I felt when he came back. All of it. Everything.
We were made, not born. But that alone does not define us. If we have all the memories, all the feelings, we can choose how to live, according to what we know and feel. We are as real as anyone. We are just made of different things. The sickness. It is dangerous. Already, many of the Alachi have become sick and corrupted. There are 3 devices up ahead. You must disable them. There are the devices, up ahead. They are of the realm, but the sickness doesn't affect them. It should. They eat overgrown things. They drink the water. Somehow, they remain strong.
Right now, the radiation is creating more overgrowth than the tardigrades can eat. If we take out Ja'ula's device, the corruption will stop and the growth rate will return to normal. Then the tardigrades will eat the surplus overgrowth, corrupted or not. Given time, they should slowly bring the ecosystem back into balance. This could be tricky. We can't disable the probes without clearing the corrupted mycelium, and we can't do that without risking detonation. We're going to need to think outside the box on this one. We need to convince a hungry tardigrade to come to the buffet table, so to speak. If we can lure one of them to the probes, it might clear the overgrowth to a point where we can safely disarm them. I'm thinking we use the healthy spore samples we collected earlier. If you're willing to wave a carrot in front of a hungry, practically indestructible, eight-legged horse. All right, turn off that probe and we'll move on. Good work. Now lure the tardigrade to another probe. The tardigrade's done. Disable that probe. Nice! Only one more to go. All right, turn off that probe and we'll move on. This is all starting to come together. Ja'ula's plan, that is. I think I understand what she's trying to do. Ja'ula and House Mokai learn about classified Starfleet projects in 2256. She raids the Glen and discovers the spore drive, then steals all of the data on it. Unfortunately for her, Strahl corrupted the data before she stole it. So, when she made her spore-based superweapon, she was using bad data. She puts her shiny new toy on her flagship and joins the attack on Starbase 1. That didn't work out so well for her, though. Bad data, bad weapon. She pulls the trigger and boom! It blows up in her face and the explosion throws her into this century. Ja'ula works out the bugs in her weapon's design. She determines that mutated spores are a critical component, so she sets out to get more of them. That's where the probes come in. She fires them into the network, they beam out Hark-Peng radiation, spores mutate, and Ja'ula gets more ammo for her weapon of mass destruction. Problem is, she didn't think it through. The radiation causes unexpected side effects, as we've seen firsthand. Somehow, I don't think Ja'ula is worried about collateral damage. Knowledge is power. Now that we know what she's up to, we can take steps to put an end to her plan and protect the network from her actions. Hopefully, we'll be able to work with the Josep on this. Who knows, maybe the Alachi will join the fight. The sane Alachi, that is. No argument there. Wait, did you hear that? Something's coming. Something big. I'm gonna say that's not a good sign.
Do not fire. We are allies. Forgive me. It has been so long since I have used my voice. I was Jarsev, a Romulan once. I am Ilachi now. Partially. My mind returns to the time before my change. The weapon is to blame. It corrupts some of us. Drives us mad. Others, like me, become fusions of Ilachi and what we were before. Wait. These weapons, they are not of your creation, are they? You must stop her. Close the rifts. Destroy her weapons. If she continues this madness, she will utterly corrupt this realm. If that happens, it will break through into the void space, your realm, and destroy everything. You should return to your realm. Ja'ula's attack has angered other Ilachi. They are taking a fleet to destroy anything on the other side of the rift.
You must leave now. Go to your realm and help your people while you can. It is our way. The Josep thank you for removing the sickness. We will work with Tarsev and other Alachi who wish to stand together against Ja'ula. We believe we will meet again, friends. Goodbye.
your data now. We're receiving your data now. No sign of our House Mokai friends, but something's definitely happening with the rift. Based on what you've found out in the network, we'll be able to close it, but we'll need to get several external readings before we're ready to try.
Riskava and Hoffman can head to opposite ends of the rift. From there, we should each be able to get a differential reading. Once we have enough data, you can use a deflector modulation to close the rift.
Those obnoxious ships, they're using spore drives.
The launcher drives in the pilot. Racing. I'm gonna keep them now.
The Hoffman initiative.
switching set.
Heads up! Can't say I didn't have doubts at first, but whew, well done. Not to rain great, to really still have that weapon and the supports to power it. This can happen again.
Well, you can count on the Lucari. We will do what we can to stop her. This isn't just a threat to our universe. There's a brilliant, wondrous realm lying beneath our conception of space. And it's in danger as well. We can't let harm come to it from our side of the cosmos.
We stopped Ja'ula's attack and saved Andoria. I'd call that a good start. That rift, though, that's something you don't see every day, even in Starfleet. And I've seen some strange things in my time. It was good working with you all. I'll make sure Starfleet Command is updated. We'll do everything we can to bring Ja'ula to justice and put a stop to this campaign of hers.
About Ja'ula, she's going to go after any spores she can get her hands on. You're going to want to cut her off, the sooner the better. And I can help with that. Pretty sure you didn't bring me into all this for the charming conversation, though that is a definite bonus. I'll be glad to have something to do. It'll help me adjust to life as a sentient hologram. I've got a lot to process and a lot to catch up on. That might be the understatement of the 25th century. Short term, I'll start putting together a list of known spore colonies. We need to keep an eye on those. If we're lucky, we'll catch Ja'ula before something like this happens again.
What an extraordinary series of events. The mycelial network will be of great interest to the Lucari, I can assure you. Our own astromycologists will want to study it as soon as possible. I do hope the Alliance is able to put a swift end to Ja'ula's campaign. The thought of her using spores as part of a weapon, it's unsettling. If she's able to perfect that technology, no one will be safe from her wrath. Finally, please send my regards to Commander Stamets. It was such a pleasure to work with him, and I do wish him the best as he explores the galaxy in our time.